Passover meal is a Jewish festival which happens each year to remember when Israel left Egypt out of captivity. When this feast is explained, it is part of the whole Passover festival. Jesus meeting with his disciples while Judas prepared to betray him. We have reading this in Luke's Gospel chapter 22 from verse 14 onwards today on a rainy summer day 2020 in Switzerland. Bear with me, New International Reader's Version. As they celebrate the Passover together, Jesus tells his disciples of a new and special meaning of the bread and wine. Have you ever thought about why Christians eat bread and wine in church and they remember the Jesus body and his blood? Have you ever thought why? It is simply because Jesus introduced it to his first disciples some 2,000 years ago. And we are still doing it today. Now, when the hour came, verse 14, read with me in your own language. Jesus and his apostles took their places at the table. He said to them, I have really looked forward to eating this Passover meal with you. I wanted to do this before I suffer. So before Jesus goes to the cross, he goes through the terrible suffering of a death sentence, crucified by the Romans. He has another meal with his disciples. He ate with them, he walked with them, he talked with them, he lived with them. 12 for the last 3 years. But now the end came, just before going to the cross. Verse 16, chapter 22. Read in Luke's Gospel. Read with me. I tell you, I will not eat the Passover meal again until it is celebrated in God's kingdom. After Jesus took the cup, he gave thanks. He said, take this cup. Is it just like that? No. Take this cup with wine. It is handed to you. This is my body. It is given for you. Every time you eat it, do in memory of me. So if we eat any bread or anything, we remember that we do not live by bread alone, not by the Swiss bread biblically, but by every word which comes from God, which is revealed to us through Jesus and planted into us through the Holy Spirit. So, in the same way, after the supper, he took the cup. He said, this cup is the new covenant in my blood. It is poured out for you. So not just like Coca-Cola, but real wine. But someone here is going to hand me over to my enemies. This was Judas. He did it all. We heard yesterday. This hand is with mine on the table. He's even sitting with me on the table, Jesus said. He prophesied that somebody will hand him over to his enemies. Look. The Son of Man will go to his death, just as God has already decided. But how terrible it will be for the one who hands him over. The apostles began to ask each about this. They wondered which one of them would do it.